Diamond Painting Addicts, and welcome back to Diamond Painting Anonymous. I'm Daphne, and I'm here today for this week's WIP and Chat. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. WIP, W-I-P, stands for Work in Progress, and this is mine. You are welcome and encouraged to go grab whatever you are working on and work alongside while I chat. Or alternatively, you can treat this as a podcast and just listen while I chat. Today is the first official day of my first Diamond Paint Along. So DP for Pets 2025 starts today. I normally do this as an event with prizes and everything, but due to the state of things, my recent move and everything, we decided to just do a paint along. So for this Diamond Paint Along that I'm going to be kind of hosting, I guess, I am doing a kit called Shaman by Laurie Prindle, and I'll stick a picture of it up over there. It's gorgeous. I can't wait to start working on it. So I'm going to move everything so I can zoom into the section where I'm going to be working, and I will be right back. I'm going to start with some ABs here. So here we go. And I'm just going to jump into my life update. So what's going on in my regular life? Not a ton. Kind of been another boring week, although my typical week. So at the beginning of the week, hubby and I realized our couch, our new couch, which I absolutely love. It is so comfortable. I've taken many a nap on it already. I love the little pull-out section so that we can all sit on the couch and be comfortable until we get our recliner. However, the chaise part of the couch has a seam right across the middle of it. And it's not actually the seam, it's the fabric next to the seam. So I think it's just a weakness in the fabric that was missed during production, because it's not the actual seam that's ripping, it's the fabric underneath the seam, like it's almost fraying. So we took our information back to the place that we brought it from, told them what the problem was. They're going to come pick up just that section of the couch, take it back to their warehouse and fix it, which is great, but it's going to take, they said, a week probably to get it fixed, which makes me think, one, this has happened many times before, and two, a week. So basically we're going to be without that section of the couch for a week. So we're essentially just going to have a love seat for a week until they give us the rest of the couch back after it's repaired. So that part isn't going to be fun. And if you're asking why I didn't do the twos in his beak, this is the hawk. And when I got to looking at the online rendering of it, the DAC now has that slider thing where you can slide the pictures back and forth, which I actually found really helpful. I don't like how it looks to have all those sparkly things on top of the animals themselves. I get what they're doing, but I don't want it there, so I'm not going to put it there. The other big thing that happened this week is that the youngest and I had appointments to get our teeth cleaned. We managed to get into a dentist in the town where we live for exams and x-rays, but they don't have any openings for cleanings until March of next year. And since it had already been basically a year since we had had our teeth cleaned, and I have notoriously bad teeth, so I don't like to go that long, I asked my in-laws, and they're like, oh, we go to this one lady who's in another town, but she's really great, you'll love her. So made an appointment. The town is like an hour away, drove up there, get up there. I had the wrong day. Our appointment was the next day. So after some pretty concentrated ribbing by the youngest and my husband, because I'm the one who wrote the note, so I can't even blame the handwriting because it's my own handwriting. I don't know how I missed it. It was on there clear as day what day it was, but I somehow got it in my head it was on that day of the week. So we drove all the way up there. I didn't bother double checking it, and then we had to be like, oh, well, I guess we'll make this drive again tomorrow. On the upside, it was a very nice day, and since it was a nice day, we decided to stop at an Irish pub and have lunch. And hubby and I had been there before, but the youngest never had. So we decided to stop in there and have lunch, and it was good, and I'm super glad we stopped. And on the way there, I actually saw a moose. I actually technically saw two moose. The first one that I saw was a big, I think, mama moose. I don't know if they've grown their antlers yet, so I'm not sure. But it was big. It was a full-grown adult one. And then, like, maybe a couple kilometers later, we saw a baby one, and it was super cute. So at least I got out of that. So we drove up there for nothing. We went to this restaurant, and then my husband's card went to go to tap to pay here and it wouldn't work. So I tried to, it's a chip card, try to pay via the chip, wouldn't work. So I'm like, okay, let me try my card. My card worked. It's the same bank account. So we're like, what's going on? Well, then on the way home, we had to stop for gas. So Hubby stops for gas and his card won't work to pay for the gas. So he comes out to get my card, takes it in, and his card works. And he's busy going, what is going on? And I guess the lady at the gas station is like, your chip died. Take it to the bank, which I'd never heard of before. I've never had a chip die in my card. I mean, of course that's the thing, but I just didn't realize it. So we get to the bank and he goes in, and sure enough, the chip card is dead. She's like, okay, so I'll have to cancel this card and issue you another one. And he said, but you're going to waive the fee, right? Because he just got this card in November because they messed something up when we opened the account. Like, she tried to do it one way and she had to cancel it. So then we had to wait for the cancellation to go all the way through and then he could have the new card. Anyway, it was ridiculous. So she ended up waiving the fee. And I'm like, man, they charge you a fee for everything around here. So now he's without a card until he gets the replacement one. The teller was jokingly telling him, oh, it's because your wife doesn't want you to be able to spend any of the money without her knowing about it, which he can't. I take care of all of our bills, so even if he wanted to, he was actually amazed the other day. He had gone out to run a couple of errands after he had lunch with his dad, and I happened to be doing the bank statements, and he forgets to get receipts a lot of the time. And I am very type A about that kind of stuff. I want to know where our money is, how much we have available, that kind of thing. And I noticed there was a charge on there. And one of the things I don't like about the bank here, it doesn't come up and tell you exactly where the purchase was made for a couple of days until it like completely goes through. It'll just say it was a purchase. And I'm like, okay, it's a purchase, but from where? How do I know if I made the purchase if I can't tell where the charge is coming from? Especially because here, I was telling the dental hygienist, you know, e-payments are not a thing really in the US. Like, we have Venmo and PayPal and that kind of stuff. But to like just need somebody's email and then send them a payment that way, yeah, that doesn't exist. And of course, when I was telling the hygienist this, what? Nope, doesn't exist. But you also don't have to pay bank fees, or at least I didn't. Anyway, that was a tangent. What was I talking about? Oh, his card didn't work. So yeah, we're waiting on that. Then what else happened this week? Oh, an old friend of mine from high school got married this week. They live out on the West Coast. They flew to Vegas and got married at a little chapel in Vegas. And it's one of those that it's not really, I guess it is streaming. So you just log into their website and then you can see who all is getting married that day, pick the people you want, and you can watch it. It was pretty cool. I haven't seen my friend in forever. Like, it's probably been 20 years since we've actually seen each other in person. Maybe 15, maybe not quite 20. It's been a long time though. I didn't even realize that they had moved out to the West Coast. Conversely, they were not aware that I now live in Canada. So it was an interesting first couple of days of, okay, catch us up on everything that's happened since the last time we saw each other. But it was good. It was good to watch the ceremony, and they looked very happy, so I was happy for them. Although I was going crazy trying to get logged in because it had a little countdown thing, and I'm like, okay, it says 0 minutes, the ceremony should have started, and we could not get it to log in. My husband tried, I tried on my iPad, he tried on his iPad, he tried on his computer, he tried different browsers, I tried on my phone, nothing would work. And I finally was like, let me try one more thing, because my son's laptop was sitting there because we've been using it to play our Blueprints game because it will only play on a Windows computer. Lame, but whatever. And my husband and I have all Macs. Both of our phones are iPhones. So I tried logging in on my son's computer, and wonder of wonders, it worked. Suddenly everything was there and we could see everything. So we didn't miss anything. We got logged in right as they were coming down the aisle. So I got to see the whole thing. So it all worked out. I thought it was really cool to be able to do that. Though I didn't ask. I don't know why they went to Vegas to do it. I don't know if that's going to be part of the honeymoon. I didn't ask. Anyway, not that it matters. It's been very unseasonably warm here the last couple of days. It is now apparently mower season, so everybody has been out mowing their lawns. I find it so strange Nobody here seems to care about dandelions. Like where I'm from in Kansas, dandelions, the bane of existence for everybody's lawn. Nobody wants dandelions and nobody wants their neighbors to have dandelions because if your neighbor has them, then you have them. And they're so hard to get rid of. And I guess people around here are like, they're little yellow flowers, whatever. So all of my neighbors have giant crops of them, which consequently means so do we. But I guess if they're not going to worry about it, neither will I. I'm not the one who mows the lawn anyway, so hubby's the one that has to deal with it. But he's been out mowing the lawn. He likes the new electric mower. I like it. It is way quieter compared to some of the neighbors who have riding lawnmowers, which if I had realized how big our lawn actually was once hubby started mowing it with the push mower, I might have been okay springing with it for a riding mower, but I think we're just going to try and find one secondhand somewhere. We had one, but we elected not to bring it because it was so big. Would have taken up so much room and it was so heavy. Sacrifices had to be made, and that was one of them. Which really, that lawnmower that we had in the States was one that belonged to my dad. It was a John Deere riding lawnmower, and it was probably already 20 years old when I inherited it. And then it's been another 15 years since then. But it still runs like a deer. You have to jump start it every once in a while. Battery doesn't always hold a charge, but once you start it up, it runs. Oh, something else that I have had on my agenda for a while, wasn't necessarily on hubby's, was to get our door locks rekeyed or changed because when we moved in here, the people told us they didn't have a key to the front door. None of the door locks were the same. Like generally at our old house and most houses I've lived in, the front door key is the back door key, right? The shed I understood being on a separate key, but it didn't even have a lock. And I'm like, well, I don't even want to put anything in it until we can put a lock on it. I'm not going to put a bunch of expensive, my son wants to put gym equipment out there. I'm like, I'm not putting all that out there without a lock on it. So hubby went out and did that. He's been playing with the lawnmower to see how long it'll run on a charge and that sort of thing. Like I said, the last few days have been unseasonably warm, but then it's supposed to rain for like the next 4 or 5 days. We'll see if that actually happens. We were checking the weather earlier and it said it was raining here, but it isn't. I mean, I look outside, it's not raining, so I don't know why the weather app says it's raining, because it isn't. But either way, I'd be happy for it to cool off a little bit. Although I guess this is another experiment for us to see how well our heat pumps heat and cool. My youngest has very much been enjoying the cool here as opposed to how hot it is usually at home back in Kansas. But also, it's been like warmer here than it has been back home. The weather's kind of been flipped, so it's been a little strange. Not strange because we're used to this weather. I didn't mind it, but everybody else is complaining about it. Why is it this hot already? All right, the last thing I wanted to, well, probably not the last thing because it's a day of tangents, right? I think I mentioned in another whipping chat that hubby needed to get his car battery changed. Not only was it expensive and heavy and in a really inaccessible place, you have to kind of reprogram the computer of the car to know that it got a new battery, or it flips out and basically dies, and then you have to get it towed somewhere. Happy to report that he managed to do all of that himself. Got it all done, got it all changed, started it up, everything worked. It's been fine, hasn't gone crazy, so knock on wood that we're done with problems with it for a while. Wanted him to get it fixed though. We're still debating whether or not when we go back for a visit, because I'd like to go back for a visit sometime this month or in July, whether we want to drive or fly. Flying would be faster, but I feel like driving would be way cheaper, even with gas, just because, yeah, we'd have to stay in hotels and whatnot, but flying is ridiculously expensive. I mean, even trying to do what we would usually do coming the other direction, flying out of Bangor and everything, it still is nuts. Unless you're booking like a year ahead, prices are crazy. Also, I feel like driving would let us take our time. So if we wanted to stop and do some sightseeing on the way back, like the last time we drove up here, before we moved here, we had come up and we were actually looking, trying to decide whether we wanted to buy a place in Maine or not and what we were going to do. We ended up doing some sightseeing and driving by Lake Erie. We stopped at Lake Erie and did some sightseeing, that sort of stuff. If we drove, then we could do that and stop anywhere we want to. I've always wanted to go to Niagara Falls. Maybe we could swing that way. Although I would want to check it out beforehand. My husband and I were just laughing. My daughter sent me a notice about they've closed Yellowstone and Old Faithful. Something's going on, bacteria, fungus, something. And so they've closed it because they don't know what it is and whether or not it's dangerous. Whether that's dangerous to the geyser or dangerous to flora and fauna, I don't know, but said that. I don't know if it was whole of the park or just the park where Old Faithful was or whatever. Anyway, my sister and her family just got back from a vacation there, and I was like, oh man, I can't imagine driving all that way, and then you get there and they're like, oops, sorry, closed. Driving from Kansas to Wyoming up there, and then being like, yeah, sorry, can't come in. I would not have been a happy camper. Okay, last thing, and this isn't really my real life. I guess it is. It's just something I noticed. So moving here, I have noticed that people pronounce things differently, obviously. And hubby had those kind of idiosyncrasies that he brought with him just from living here, growing up here. So like a bathroom is not a bathroom, it's a washroom. A decal is decal, those sorts of things. Pasta is pasta. But we watch a lot of TV from other places. I actually watched a lot of like British, UK type TV. And we have a couple of channels from Ireland, which I love watching because even if it's commercial, they're talking with Irish accents, and who doesn't love that? Anyway, it was a car commercial. So, for instance, in the US, it's Nissan and Mazda, right? How I've grown up speaking them, that's how they're pronounced on the commercials. My husband pronounces them Nissan and Mazda. I don't know if that's a Canadian thing. Are they pronounced differently in the UK? Is it a regional thing? Are they pronounced differently in different places in the US? Like, I really have to stop and think about how to say Nissan instead of Nissan. So we're watching this Irish channel the other day, and instead of Hyundai, which is how they say it where I'm from, and as far as I know, that's how they say it here in Canada, the Irish guy was like, Hyundai. I was like, or Hyundai, something like that. It was just, and I was like, what is he talking about? Oh, a Hyundai. Why are they saying it like that? Is that because of the way the Irish language works? Is that like a name is a name is a name? It should be pronounced the same everywhere, right? I just thought it was funny. Hyundai. Hyundai. I can't remember one of those ways, but it was like 3 syllables. Crazy. I think that was it for my life update. We got our teeth cleaned. Mine took like twice as long as my son's, which was annoying for me, but good for him. We got clean bills of health from the dentist, so none of us had any cavities that we needed to worry about. So now the only other thing I need to find for us is an eye doctor, which is way less stressful than finding a good dentist as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I wear reading glasses after my LASIK surgery, but my son wears glasses, so he had contacts while he was playing sports, but then after he was done playing sports, he doesn't really like them, so he doesn't wear them very often. But he hasn't had new glasses in so long. I'm like, you probably should buy new frames just so they're not 10 years old. I don't think they're quite that old, but probably at least 7. I think we bought him new lenses once, but he liked the frames, so he kept the frames. Okay, I think that's everything for my regular life. If not, I'm sure I'll circle around back to it as I do in every rambling whip and chat. I'm liking how quickly this is going so far. I was trying to finish one more project before the end of May, and I was really getting frustrated with the drills, so someday when I finish that one. Other things are on the back burner, so for now, while I work on the DP for Pet stuff. Okay, so let me jump into my diamond painting update. If you didn't see the video yesterday, why not? Hit that subscribe button and then go check it out. Yesterday's video was the finish of my little snowman with presents from Dreamer Designs. I think he turned out super cute. I added in all of the gold crystals and metallic gold drills, and I think it turned out really cute. I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. Made a few mistakes that I had to correct along the way, a couple of before and after photos because I had to actually pull off some drills, which is never fun, but I'm happy that I did it. I think it looks so much better after I made the switch, so happy with that, and happy that I finished something else. So that's I don't know. I haven't done all my numbers yet for my May goals update, but I think that's at least 3 things that I finished, maybe 4 in May. So definitely makes up for finishing, I was going to say only finishing one thing in April, but I think I only finished one thing in January too. Or maybe I finished nothing in January. It's been a rough year. I'm starting to get kind of back into the groove of things, so hopefully now that I'm doing that, I'll be able to finish some more stuff. Okay, anyway, so I finished the snowman. He came out really good. I went back and looked. I actually bought that one, I think in 2022. So it is an older square, but even being an older square, it was way better than the previous square of theirs that I had done. The only square I had done from Dreamer Designs previously was my Penguin Trio kit, which I worked on, funnily enough, one of our trips to Canada. But it was just really gappy. All of them were really gappy. Even the black was gappy. Harder to see the gaps with the dark colors like that, but they were there, which is why I ended up trying to using that kit as an experiment for my mica to fill in all of the cracks, because it did look better after I used the mica on it, but yeah, it was gappy and I was not looking forward to the snowman for that reason. Probably one of the reasons that I had put him off for a while. But after working on it, the drill field was much tighter. The grid was much tighter compared to the drills. There weren't as many gaps. There were still some, but not nearly as many. I think it turned out way better. So I'm hopeful that my even newer ones will be even better, because I'm pretty sure all of my other Dreamer designs were purchased after that snowman kit. Because some of the ones that I bought after that that were squares were pretty large. And if they were going to be gappy like the penguins, I probably would have just been like, I'm probably not going to do this one. I've worked my way through some of my older like Diamond Art Clubs and stuff. Even with Diamond Art Club, the older kits, just because they're older. I mean, I'm talking, I've still got kits in my stash from 2021. I finished all my 2020 kits purchases. I'm to 2021, and I think by the time I finish all my Spanglers, that'll be the rest of the 2021. But even at that, it's 2025, so those are 3-4 years old, and just improvements have been made, of course, since then. And sometimes, what was it my mom used to say? My eyes are bigger than my stomach, so I would just buy a bunch of diamond paintings thinking, I'll get to these someday. Maybe when I get to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm going to start saving these up for retirement. I'm not there yet, though. I did order some more diamond painting stuff. None of it is here yet, unfortunately. I did get a notice that some of it has shipped, but it's not here yet. So once it all arrives, then I'll be able to share it all with you guys. One of the things that I did pick up was a square kit from Diamond Dots, because so many of you had said, well, I asked what people thought of it, and I had several people say, ugh, never again. And I had several people say, oh, they were great, love them. So I thought, I don't know if this is like with Diamond Art Club, it's an age thing. You get an older kit and it's not so great, and you get a newer kit and it's wonderful. Or if it's just perception, because some people just prefer rounds over squares or vice versa. And again, whichever you like is whichever you like. I prefer rounds, not because I think they look better, but just because they go faster for me. And that is a concern to me because I like to make videos for you guys. And I'm sure you don't want me just diamond painting the same video or the same kit week after week after week, right? Anyway, so I wanted to try out the Diamond Dot Square for myself and just kind of see what I thought. So I have one on the way. Speaking of ordering, did anybody order anything from the Diamond Art Club? Anybody go all out and buy a whole bunch? I didn't even realize until I saw something on Instagram that they were having their 7th anniversary sale this weekend. When I went to go look at what they had, 50 new kits, and I thought, okay, I've got points. I might want to order something, look through it. Nope, not a single one. 50 kits and not a single one that was a gotta have it, gotta have it, gotta have it. I mean, there were some cute ones, sure. Some ones that I kind of considered. Actually, the only one that really made me stop and go, oh, that's cute, is the chicken one, like an old vintage style chicken. But now that they let you do the slider thing over the rendering, looking at the rendering versus what the original image looked like, I was like, I don't like how they rendered that. So that one ended up being a pass for me too. And I was like, really? Out of 50 kits, I really didn't want any of them. And maybe that's just a function of I know I'm trying to decrease my stash, and so do I want it enough to break that limit for myself that I wasn't going to buy anything new until I got my stash down more? And none of them were, which is kind of sad. So the last few times that I've thought about ordering stuff, I have gone back and looked at several different websites and kind of flipped through what they have, and so many of them, it's like cute, but not a must-have. I keep hoping it's going to be one of those things that's a cyclical thing and eventually it'll be back to stuff that I want to diamond paint, but not yet. Or maybe I've just been doing this long enough now that I'm more picky about the images. I'm like, do I really love that one? How much black do I think it's going to have? Like, for instance, Hannah Lynn. I think Hannah Lynn's art is cute. I really love it. I love looking at people who do her coloring books. But I probably will never do another Hannah Lynn diamond painting because the amount of black was insane. Same with Mandy Manzano. I've done one Mandy Manzano and I probably will never do another one. Even though technically the one that I did was dark brown and not black. Same principle and just ugh. So yeah, a little disappointed that I couldn't find anything to buy, but or anything that I wanted to have. I mean, I could have bought something, but nothing that was a yeah, I want this bad enough that I'll break my rules to do it. Because I really do want to get my stash down to just a more manageable level for me. And then I can go back to, well, I only have this many, so if I want to buy just this one, then it will be okay. I'm still waiting on Orloa to release one more in my little travel series that I purchased because I would love to have one that is a winter themed one. But not yet, hasn't happened yet, so not sure if it ever will. I may just end up doing those three and that'll be all there is because a lot of the ones that I purchased, the London, Paris, and all of those are all out of stock now, so maybe she's just not going to do anymore. I don't know. That'd be kind of a bummer. But at least I got those three, so we'll see what happens. DP for Pets has started today, hashtag DP for Pets 2025 if you want to post in the Facebook group or on Instagram and use that hashtag, or you can tag me at Diamond Painting Anonymous either place so that I can see what you were posting. I will be going in and looking at the Facebook group, so I probably will see what you guys have posted there. I just don't spend as much time on social media as I should, so I try to go through it at least once a day and stay up on it. So I know people have already posted some like starting images, what they're going to be working on for this diamond paint along. So awesome. I've seen several cute things already. Somebody's doing like one of those Mary Lynn partials from Diamond Art Club with a cute little cat. I've done several of those by her. I'm trying to think. I've done a Yorkie and a porcupine for 1 year by her. I've done the little basset hound by her. I think those are the only ones I've done by her, but cute little paintings and they go quick because they're partials. And yeah, I've gotten a lot of questions. I guess I could go ahead and answer some of those now because we are going to have another diamond paint along in August. But since we're not doing prizes or anything for this event, since it's just a diamond paint along, there's really no rules other than to follow the theme. So this month's theme is pets, obviously, but it doesn't have to be a new start. It doesn't have to be of a certain size. It doesn't have to be something that you finish. So if you want to start work on a big canvas and then finish it up in another event, feel free. I may end up doing that because I'm not sure if I'm going to get this big one done. This one is 84 by 66, so I'm going to try my darndest to get it done in 1 month, but that may be more than I can do. We'll see. So yeah, no forms to fill out, just having fun, all kind of working on the same project. Same sort of project, I guess I should say. But it's just really fun to see what people, I mean, there's a million different diamond paintings out there, so just seeing all the different things, especially when people do like customs of their pets and stuff, so fun to see. One of these days I'm going to do a custom diamond painting. I don't know of what. I have an idea in mind, but I'm always leery. It has a person in it, and I'm always leery of skin rendering. So if you've ever done a custom and it was something that contained a person, how did the skin rendering come out? Was it terrible? Did you have to start all over? Would you recommend the place that you used? Where did you use? Inquiring minds, because I really would like to do one and get it made as a gift for someone. But like I said, I'm always leery about skin is such a hard thing to render correctly in diamond painting. I want to end up with people with orange skin and or so pale they look like they're super white ghosts or something. Or to have a highlight that's super, super white right next to an orange one so it looks really weird. Anyway, so yeah, if you've ever had a custom done and you were happy with it, please share where you got it from. I need to make a list and then check into it myself and see what I want to do. Okay, so speaking of diamond paint-alongs, since we're doing DP for Pets this month, I had planned to go every other month, which means we would be doing one in August and then one again in October. So I think I asked in the last video if people wanted to have a separate theme for October or if we wanted to just stick with like a Halloween theme, because I know a lot of people, me included, will probably be doing drills for chills as well. I'm not opposed to doing a Halloween theme as well, or just saying we're going to skip Halloween, I suppose. So what do you guys think? Again, it makes no difference to me either way. I am planning on doing a drills and chills kit. So if we're just going to do something Halloween themed, or we could do like a double theme where it's Halloween and something else. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. I probably will run another poll to see, but I do still need to finish my Spangler for this quarter. This has gotten away from me. I only have until the end of June now to finish it because I didn't work on it at all really in April or May. I think I have one section complete. Though to be fair, it is also around and will probably go pretty quickly once I sit down and put some time into it. I just was working on other projects. The snowman was smaller, so I figured have a better chance at getting him done. I was also further along on that one than I was on the Spangler, so I opted to finish that one because I knew I wouldn't finish both. But now that I'm starting this massive one, and I really would like to finish this one for DP for Pets, just so I have a finish that I can share. I mean, if you finish something, feel free to share, but because we're not doing the forms and all of that, a finish is not required. So I won't be doing like the montage video and such like I usually do because I won't be having people turn in photos to me. Again, you can post whatever you want for your progress pics, finish pics, that sort of thing in the Facebook group, but yeah, it's going to be a lot less formal, so I'm not planning on doing a montage video. So I still need to finish the Spangler. I'm getting off topic again. Good gravy. I still need to finish the Spangler and this one. I don't know if that means I'm going to be getting up early and just putting in some diamond painting before the rest of the day begins. I think that's what I'm going to need to start doing. For whatever reason, I woke up early today. I didn't go to bed until after 1 o'clock last night, and I was up by 6. I don't know what that's about. I generally sleep way longer than that, especially if I've gone to bed late, but maybe I just need to start getting up and putting in, even if it's just 30 minutes or something before the rest of my day starts, so I can get some consistent time in on both this one and the Spangler, because I really do want to finish the Spangler. I mean, it's not the end of the world if I don't, but I would like to. Because if I don't finish them, then I'm behind for next quarter as well. And I was trying to space them out because they're older and gappier. I guess they won't be too bad. I think of the 3 I have left, 2 of them are rounds and only 1 is a square, so that won't be too bad. Because the older rounds just are so much better than the older squares. I don't know why that is. Because they did rounds first before they invented the square diamonds. So they've had more time to perfect the grids and things. Is that it? Who knows? I'm liking how fast this one is going so far, though. I've made some pretty good progress just sitting here chit-chatting. So I think the last thing that I want to mention to you guys is the August poll. So I put up a poll to see what theme you guys wanted to do for Diamond Paint Along for August, because when I asked about the Diamond Paint Along for DP for Pets and doing it that way, everybody was really enthusiastic about it. And so I thought, well, this is way easier for me. If this is something that's fun for everybody, then this is way less work than hosting an actual event and all this paperwork and stuff that I have to do. So I put out a poll on the YouTube channel and asked, I can only do 4 options on the way that YouTube does it, they only allow 4 options. I had more than that picked out, but they only allow 4. But I picked the first 4 thinking, well, let me pick something relatively easy that people will probably already have something in their stash that would work with this theme. Because I didn't want everybody to go out and be scrambling thinking, oh, I've got to find something that goes with this. This is just a way for us to have fun. So I don't want anybody to stress about, can I do this? Can I do that? Whatever. As long as it fits the theme and you can justify it, go for it. This is, again, just a way for us to have fun as a community and share our fun, cute pictures with everybody. So I put the poll out with 4 options. A bunch of you voted, so thank you if you voted. If you didn't, next time have your little notifications on so you know when the post goes out so you can vote. So the 4 things were plant, diamond, my brain today, you guys. Plant, flower, water, and book. I don't know where diamond came from, although maybe that would be a good theme. Do I have anything that has a diamond in it? I don't think so. Anyway, I'm getting off topic again. So the least favorite option, with only 8% of the vote, was plant, which actually kind of surprised me. I mean, I think maybe I just thought it would be more popular because I thought it would be something that everybody would have. All kinds of diamond paintings have some sort of plant in them, right? A lot of them do. So like you could do an underwater scene with kelp or seaweed, and that's, I'd consider that a plant. But nobody wanted to do plant. 8%. Okay. The next 2 themes were tied at 22% each, and those were water, which again I thought would be more popular because that's lots of things like mermaids and oceans and lakes and rivers and streams, and I just thought that would be a nice, again, option that pretty much everybody would have something in their stash that would fit that, but nobody wanted that. So then the other one that was at 22% was book. And I can sort of understand that one. That one was maybe, I don't really get to explain it on the way YouTube lets you do the polls either. So like my thinking was like something that has a book in it. And it could be something like an actual book, like my Literate Dragon that was in the library with books and all of that, or somebody holding a book, or my thought was also it could have been something like about something from a book. So for instance, one year for Drills and Chills, I did Mrs. Havisham, which is from a Charles Dickens book. So that would have tied it in for me as well. I don't think that was necessarily how most people took it though. So maybe I'll try to figure out something a little bit, I'll add an explanation or something. So as you may have guessed, with 49% of the votes, 48, I think it's 48%. Yeah, 48% of the votes, it is flower. So for the August Diamond Paint Along, we will be doing kits that have a flower in them. A flower, an actual flower, a floral motif, whatever you want to do, whether the flower is the main thing in the kit or whether it just happens to have like a flower in it, whatever. Go for it. If it's a big, huge one you've been wanting to do for a while, if it's a small one that will only take you like 2 hours, doesn't matter. It's all good. Whatever you enjoy will work. So that will be the theme for August. And then I will likely run another poll closer to October. So probably sometime in September, maybe late August, I'll run another poll and see what people want to do for October. If we want to just skip it and do Drills and Chills, if we want to just say, oh, it's going to be a Halloween theme and everyone can just post progress pics of their Drills and Chills kits. I mean, either way, we're looking at pretty diamond painting, so it doesn't really matter to me. Like I said, I do plan to do Drills and Chills, so I already have a kit picked out that I will be doing for that. I'm actually kind of looking forward to that kit, so that would be fun. And I am in the process of trying out the tray brick trays, and that's so hard to say, tray brick trays, and seeing how I like them as like a tower method. I don't really have a tower, so that part has been not the greatest, but I also already have thoughts about what I like and don't about the way some of these trays work and don't work. So at some point I'll be sharing my thoughts about those. So if you're interested in that, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of that fun stuff. And then once the stuff I ordered gets here, I'll have stuff to unbox. I've got some testing that I'm still in the process of, so when I finish that, then I will be able to share the results of that with you guys. Is that everything I wanted to share? Trying to flick through my notes here real quick. I think that's everything that I wanted to share with you guys, both real life wise and diamond painting wise. So I'm not completely done with this section, but I got way more done than I thought I would. I love how this is turning out already. I love all these purples. So you can see here, I got a pretty good section of that done. I've still got the beginning of the hawk's beak here that I need to fill in and some more of the background, but I made some decent progress in not very much time, so I'm happy with that. That's it for me today, guys. Thanks so much for sticking around till the end of the video. Don't forget to post your progress pics for DP for Pets 2025 in the Facebook group or Instagram. Either of those places would be awesome. I always love to see what everybody is working on. I'll try to remember to take my progress pics so I can post them in there too. Before you leave, don't forget to do all the things. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification icon so that you can be informed of future uploads. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching.